August 20th, 1966. The bodies of two men are discovered on Vintém Hill in Niterói, Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Both of them were wearing formal suits, a waterproof jacket and lead masks. The circumstances surrounding their deaths are mysterious, and the case remains unexplained. No one really knows why they were doing what they were doing. We can only surmise they may have been part of a spiritual cult. This is the mystery of the lead mask deaths on Vintém Hill. When the bodies of Manuel Pereira de Cruz and Miguel José Viana were discovered, authorities found several items surrounding them: an empty bottle of water, a packet that contained 2 wet towels, and perhaps the most important item of all was a notepad which had the following instruction inscribed on it: 4:30, be at the specified location. 6:30, ingest capsules. After the effect, protect metals, await signal mask. On August 17th, Cruz and Viana left their homes with the stated intent that they needed to purchase some materials for work. The two men then boarded a bus to Niterói and arrived at 2:30 p.m. Evidence shows that the waterproof coats were purchased at a shop in Niterói and 1 bottle of water from a local bar. Upon being interviewed, the waitress from the bar described Miguel as very nervous and noticed he frequently checked his watch. That is the last time they were known to have been seen alive. It is presumed they went directly from the bar to the spot at which they were discovered. No obvious injuries were found at the scene, nor during the autopsy, which was not performed for some time after their discovery, which meant their organs were too badly decomposed to be reliably tested. There are multiple theories that have been proposed to explain this case, ranging from foul play to UFOs. One theory revolves around the testimony of a friend of the two men, who claimed that they were members of a group of scientific spiritualists. The men were apparently attempting to contact extraterrestrials or spirits using psychedelic drugs. Believing that such an encounter would be accompanied by blinding light, the men cut metal masks to shield their eyes and may have died of drug overdoses. This account is corroborated by the esoteric diary entry found at the scene and by mask-making materials and literature concerning spirits found at both the men's homes. To add further intrigue to this mystery, another electrician named Hermes Luis Feitosa was also found dead wearing the same lead mask in Niterói, but on a different hill only 4 years earlier. Hermes had supposedly gone out in order to conduct an experiment. Though difficult to verify, there were claims that Hermes intended to use alleged psychic abilities in order to pick up radio signals without the use of electronic means, but only by the power of the mind. Another explanation for the strange deaths was that the men were somehow the victims of a deadly scheme. By some estimates, the men should have had roughly around $1,000 on them at the time. This figure is quite substantial considering the era, as $1,000 in 1966 amounts to approximately $7,791 in 2018. But local newspapers reported that Manuel only carried around $5 in his pocket and Miguel had approximately $64 stuffed into a plastic bag. There are many details surrounding the lead mask deaths, which suggest the men may have been following orders from an unknown party. The additional death of a man with a lead mask, the noted instructions, the cryptic comments by Miguel about a secret mission, the missing money. Other theories of this nature suggest Manuel and Miguel intended to illegally purchase radioactive materials. This reasoning contends that the men created masks and were also taking the mysterious capsules to protect themselves from radiation poisoning, but logically, it does not seem that such shields would be useful. Still, it is not outside of the realm of possibility that Manuel and Miguel were conned by some guy who gave them phony pills. Similar situations have occurred. Known as the St. Croix voodoo murders, 5 people in the US Virgin Islands were conned into ingesting cyanide by a voodoo priest conman during the 1980s. And if they had been robbed of enough money to raise suspicions, why not take all of it? So, did Manuel and Miguel knowingly commit suicide in the belief that they would make contact with extraterrestrials or spirits if they did so? Or were they conned into taking these pills to protect themselves from radiation poisoning, unknowingly killing themselves in the process? Whatever the case may be, we may never know the actual truth. All we can do is speculate on the circumstances that led up to the incident that has become one of the strangest mysteries of them all. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like, and if you're new to my channel, why not subscribe so you don't miss the next exciting episode of Strangeries. Thanks for watching.